It's heartbreaking when the people you love most, your children, don't respect you. You've poured your heart and soul into raising them, sacrificing sleepless nights, endless patience, and countless moments of your own life to ensure they have the best. Yet, somewhere along the way, the dynamic shifted. Maybe it's the eye rolls when you speak, the dismissive tone in their voice, or the way they seem to tune you out entirely. I remember one evening after a long day, I asked my teenager to help with the dishes. The response? A sarcastic, "Why should I? You're not my boss." It stung more than I expected. That moment made me realize something had to change. Not just for me, but for our relationship. This topic is so important because respect is the foundation of any healthy relationship, especially between parents and children. Feeling disrespected by your kids can leave you questioning your parenting, your worth, and even your love for them. It's a painful and isolating experience, but you're not alone. Many parents struggle with this, and the good news is, it's never too late to turn things around. Today I'll share 6 practical strategies to help you rebuild respect and strengthen your relationship with your children. These aren't quick fixes, but they are actionable steps that can lead to meaningful change. Whether you're dealing with a defiant toddler or a moody teenager, these tips can help you reconnect and foster mutual respect. So, stay until the end. You won't want to miss this. If this resonates with you, please give this video a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more parenting advice. Let's navigate this journey together. Strategy number 1. Lead by example. Let's start with the most powerful strategy of all, leading by example. Respect isn't something you can demand, it's something you earn. And the best way to earn it? By modeling the behavior you want to see in your children. I'll never forget the time I snapped at my partner during a stressful moment, only to hear my daughter mimic the exact same tone with her little brother later that day. It hit me like a ton of bricks. Our kids are always watching, always learning from us, even when we think they're not paying attention. That moment was a wake-up call for me to be more mindful of how I handle frustration and conflict. So, what does leading by example look like in action? It's about showing respect in every interaction, whether it's with your partner, a stranger, or even your child. It's saying please and thank you, admitting when you're wrong, and keeping your promises. For instance, if you tell your child you'll attend their soccer game, be there. No excuses. If you lose your temper, apologize sincerely. These small, consistent actions send a powerful message. This is how we treat people. Children are like sponges. They absorb not just what we say, but what we do. When they see you treating others with kindness and integrity, they'll start to mirror that behavior. Why does this work? It's rooted in the psychological principle of observational learning. Studies show that children learn behaviors, attitudes, and values by observing the adults in their lives. They're hardwired to imitate, especially those they look up to. When you model respect, you're not just teaching them how to treat you, you're teaching them how to navigate the world with empathy and dignity. The emotional impact of this strategy is profound. Over time, leading by example can transform your relationship with your child. It builds trust, deepens connection, and creates a home filled with mutual respect. Imagine a future where your child not only respects you, but also carries those values into their own relationships. It's a ripple effect that starts with you. So, I want you to take a moment and reflect. Are you modeling the respect you want to receive from your children? It's not about being perfect, it's about being intentional. Now that we've talked about leading by example, let's move on to the next strategy, communicating with empathy. Trust me, this one's a game changer. Strategy number 2, communicate with empathy. Let's talk about a strategy that can completely transform your relationship with your child. Communicating with empathy. When respect is lacking, it's often because there's a disconnect, a feeling that emotions aren't being heard or understood. I remember a time when my son came home from school, slamming the door and yelling, "You just don't get it." Instead of reacting with frustration, I took a deep breath and said, "Tell me what's going on. I'm here to listen." That simple shift from defensiveness to empathy changed everything. He opened up about being bullied, and for the first time in weeks, we had a real conversation. So, what does empathetic communication look like? It starts with active listening. Put down your phone, make eye contact, and give your child your full attention. Show them their feelings matter by saying things like, "I hear you," or "That sounds really tough. How can I help?" Validate their emotions, even if you don't agree with their perspective. For example, if they're upset about a rule you've set, instead of dismissing them, try saying, "I understand why you feel that way. Let's talk about it." These small gestures show your child that their voice matters. Why does this work? Empathy builds trust and emotional connection. When children feel heard and understood, they're more likely to open up and respect your guidance. Psychologists emphasize that acknowledging a child's emotions helps them feel valued, which in turn fosters mutual respect. It's not about giving in to their demands, it's about creating a safe space where they feel seen and supported. The emotional impact of this strategy is profound. Empathetic communication can heal wounds, repair trust, and strengthen your bond. Imagine a home where your child feels comfortable sharing their struggles, knowing you'll respond with love and understanding. It's a place where respect flows naturally, not out of fear, but out of mutual care. So I want you to reflect. When was the last time you truly listened to your child without judgment? It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. Next, let's talk about the importance of setting clear boundaries. Because while empathy is crucial, so is structure. Stay tuned. This one's essential for creating a balanced, respectful relationship. Strategy number 3. Set clear boundaries. Let's dive into a strategy that's absolutely essential for rebuilding respect. Setting clear boundaries. Think of boundaries as the guardrails on a winding road. They keep everyone safe and headed in the right direction. I learned this the hard way when my daughter started testing limits during her early teen years. One day, she'd come home on time, and the next, she'd stroll in an hour late with no explanation. I realized my inconsistency was sending mixed signals. When I finally sat her down and said, "Here's the rule, 9 p.m. curfew, no exceptions," things began to change. It wasn't easy, but over time she started respecting the boundary, and me. So, how do you set clear boundaries? Start by being specific and consistent. Whether it's screen time limits, household chores, or curfews, make sure your expectations are crystal clear. For example, instead of saying, "Don't spend too much time on your phone," try, "You can use your phone for 1 hour after homework is done." Then, enforce those rules consistently. If a boundary is crossed, calmly explain the consequence and follow through. This isn't about being harsh, it's about being fair and predictable. Why does this work? Boundaries create a sense of security and structure for children. When they know what's expected of them, they feel more in control and less anxious. Psychologists emphasize that consistent boundaries teach children to respect limits because they understand there are real consequences for their actions. It's not about controlling them, it's about guiding them. The emotional impact of this strategy is powerful. Clear boundaries reduce conflict, eliminate confusion, and foster mutual respect. Imagine a home where everyone knows the rules and understands the reasons behind them. It's a place where respect isn't demanded. It's earned through fairness and consistency. So, I want you to reflect. Are your boundaries clear and consistent, or do they change depending on the situation? If they're shaky, it's time to firm them up. Now let's discuss the power of acknowledging your child's feelings. Because while boundaries are crucial, so is understanding the emotions behind the behavior. Stay tuned. This one's a game changer. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment where are you watching to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Now let's move forward. Strategy number 4. Acknowledge their feelings. Let's talk about a strategy that can truly transform your relationship with your child. Acknowledging their feelings. Respect isn't just about rules and boundaries. It's also about understanding and validating the emotions behind the behavior. I'll never forget the time my son came home from school, visibly upset, and I immediately jumped into problem-solving mode. "What happened? Did you fail a test? Did someone bully you?" He snapped back, "You're not even listening." That's when it hit me. I was so focused on fixing the problem that I wasn't acknowledging how he felt. So I took a step back and said, "You seem really upset. Do you want to talk about it?" That simple shift changed everything. He opened up, and for the first time in a while, we connected on a deeper level. So, how do you acknowledge your child's feelings? It starts with validation. Instead of dismissing their emotions or jumping to solutions, try saying things like, "I can see you're really frustrated," or "It's okay to feel sad. Let's talk about it." The key is to listen without judgment and reflect their emotions back to them. For example, if they're angry about a rule, instead of saying, "You're overreacting," try, "I get why you're upset. Rules can feel unfair sometimes." This shows them their feelings matter, even if the situation doesn't change. Why does this work? Validation helps children feel heard and understood. When they know their emotions are respected, they're more likely to trust and respect you in return. Psychologists emphasize that emotional validation builds self-esteem and strengthens relationships. It's not about agreeing with everything they say. It's about showing them their feelings are valid. The emotional impact of this strategy is profound. Acknowledging your child's feelings can heal misunderstandings, reduce conflict, and deepen your bond. Imagine a home where your child feels safe to express their emotions, knowing you'll respond with empathy and care. It's a place where respect grows naturally, rooted in mutual understanding. So I want you to reflect. Do you often dismiss your child's feelings, or do you take the time to understand them? If it's the former, it's never too late to start validating their emotions. Now let's talk about the importance of spending quality time together, because at the end of the day, respect is built through connection. Stay tuned, this one's the heart of it all. Strategy number 5, spend quality time together. Let's talk about a strategy that's as simple as it is powerful: spending quality time together. Respect isn't just built through rules and conversations, it's nurtured through shared experiences and genuine connection. I remember a period when my relationship with my daughter felt strained. We were both so busy, me with work, her with school and friends, that we barely spent time together. One weekend, I decided to put everything aside and take her on a hike, just the two of us. We talked, laughed, and even got lost for a bit. By the end of the day, I noticed something had shifted. She was more open, more willing to listen, and even thanked me for the time together. That's when I realized how much quality time matters. So, how do you create meaningful moments with your child? It's about being fully present. Put away your phone, turn off the TV, and focus on them. It doesn't have to be elaborate. Family dinners, game nights, or even a walk around the block can make a difference. For younger kids, it might be building a fort or reading a book together. For teens, it could be cooking a meal or going to a concert they're excited about. The key is to show genuine interest in their world and create space for connection. Why does this work? Quality time builds trust and emotional intimacy. When children feel they have your undivided attention, they feel valued and respected. Psychologists emphasize that shared experiences strengthen bonds and create positive memories that last a lifetime. It's not about the quantity of time, it's about the quality. The emotional impact of this strategy is profound. Spending time together can repair broken bonds, ease tension, and remind your child that they're loved. Imagine a home filled with laughter, inside jokes, and moments of connection. It's a place where respect grows naturally, rooted in love and shared experiences. So I want you to reflect. When was the last time you spent uninterrupted, quality time with your child? If it's been a while, it's never too late to start. Finally, let's talk about the importance of being patient and consistent. Because rebuilding respect takes time, but the results are worth it. Stay tuned. This is where it all comes together. Strategy number 6, be patient and consistent. Let's talk about the final and perhaps most challenging strategy, being patient and consistent. Rebuilding respect isn't an overnight process. It's a journey that requires time, effort, and unwavering commitment. I'll never forget a phase when I was trying to enforce a new rule about screen time in our house. One day, I'd stick to the limit, and the next, I'd give in because I was too tired to argue. My kids quickly caught on, and the rule became meaningless. It was a tough lesson, but it taught me that inconsistency undermines respect. When I finally committed to being firm and consistent, even when it was hard, things began to change. So, what does it mean to be patient and consistent? It's about following through on your words, whether it's enforcing rules, keeping promises, or maintaining boundaries. For example, if you've set a rule about homework before playtime, stick to it, even when your child pushes back. If you've promised to attend their soccer game, be there, no matter how busy you are. Consistency sends a clear message. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. Patience, on the other hand, means understanding that change takes time. Your child won't transform overnight, but with steady effort, they'll start to respond. Why does this work? Consistency builds trust and predictability. When children know what to expect, they feel secure and are more likely to respect the boundaries you've set. Patience allows space for behavioral changes to take root. It's about giving your child and yourself grace as you navigate this process together. The emotional impact of this strategy is profound. Being patient and consistent creates a stable, respectful environment where everyone knows the rules and feels safe. Imagine a home where conflicts are fewer, trust is stronger, and respect is mutual. It's a place where your child learns to value your guidance because they see you as reliable and fair. So, I want you to reflect. Are you consistent in your parenting, or do you sometimes give in to frustration or exhaustion? If you've been inconsistent, it's never too late to start fresh. Now that we've explored all 6 strategies, let's wrap up with some final thoughts on how to rebuild respect with your children. Trust me, the effort you put in today will pay off in ways you can't yet imagine. And there you have it, 6 powerful strategies to help you rebuild respect with your children: leading by example, communicating with empathy, setting clear boundaries, acknowledging their feelings, spending quality time together, and being patient and consistent. Each of these steps is designed to strengthen your relationship, foster mutual understanding, and create a home filled with love and respect. Rebuilding respect isn't easy. It takes time, effort, and a whole lot of patience. But let me tell you, it's worth it. Every moment you invest in your relationship with your child is a step toward a deeper connection and a brighter future. If you're feeling discouraged or overwhelmed, remember this: you're not alone, and change is possible. Start small, stay consistent, and don't be afraid to show your child the love and understanding you hope to receive in return. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these strategies? What's worked or what hasn't? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. If this video resonated with you, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with anyone who might need this advice. Together, we can create stronger, more respectful relationships with our children. As we wrap up, I'll leave you with this thought. Respect is a two-way street. When we model the behavior we want to see, we pave the way for our children to follow. You've got this, one step at a time.